So part two of the no bullshit budget. Now that you've gone through a year of your budget or actual expenses, I want you to start breaking them down into categories. Now, most of them are going to be relatively easy. You're going to be having, the money you spent on eating out, the money you spent on clothing, the money you spent on toiletries, dog grooming, so forth. Kind of break them down into different sections, and you're going to find that most of them are relatively easy. You got streaming services, cell phones, things of that nature. And again, you're not trying to be critical here. You're just trying to put these things in categories. And the reason I want them in categories is I want you to annualize everything, because it's very, very easy to sit back and say, well, I spent $10 here and $20 here and $10 here, and it doesn't seem to add up. But when it's $100 a month and you see that it's $1,200, that's a little bigger number. What you're going to find is that, let's say Little League, when you take into consideration all the stuff that you spend on Little League, staying at a hotel, the food that you spent, the gas, the bat, the mitt, the clothing, and so forth, you might be spending $3 or $4 grand a year on Little League baseball. You might be spending $4,000 a year on ballet. You might be spending $2,000 a year on streaming services. As a critique, knowledge is power. So where you know where your money is going, then you can take a critical eye to it and figure out, where am I spending money that I shouldn't be spending it on? Another thing I'd like you to focus on are things that can be combined. Another example, let's take a look at your car insurance, homeowner's insurance. Bundle them together. I know you've heard that term, maybe you haven't tried it yet, but if you don't have your car insurance and your homeowner's insurance bundled, you need to take a look at it and contact go to Farm Bureau, go to State Farm. I mean, at least once a year, probably, if nothing else, every other year. You should do a review of it anyway. Just get your deck page from your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, send them to agents, and see if you can get less expensive on those things, because honestly, it doesn't really matter whether it's Farm Bureau or State Farm. And again, you're going to be bundling things together, such as car payments, RV payments, motorcycle payments, things of that nature, and annualizing. And this is why I'm telling you, don't leave anything out, because you start leaving stuff out, and it's not going to be a real budget, because you're spending money on things that you're not thinking about every day. And once you've got everything in different buckets and you've annualized them, so you know what you're paying, again, on an annualized basis for these items, the next step is going to be the tough one, because the next step is what I call the come to Jesus session. And the come to Jesus is when you and the spouse get together and you start making cuts. Dickie out.